With a spoon, James skimmed off the top to remove the scum that was forming. Next to him was a book that he used to learn about cooking food catered to adventurers and those who lived primarily in the woods away from society. There were plenty of recipes, though there was a range from simple to more complex ones. James just relied on the more straightforward recipes and didn't pursue the more complicated ones. It didn't help that it was the first time he had read the book, but not the first time he had tried making stock. The process was pretty simple, so he didn't think he needed to check the book to ensure that what he was doing was correct. So, I guess I haven't been doing this long enough, James said as he read the recipe. I just did it for a few hours and tasted it until I thought it was done, he commented, thinking back to his own experience. Is there something wrong? Maya asked, having walked over from where she was taking care of roasting the wolf. James glanced at the fire and saw that Kate was making sure to rotate the wolf so that the meat didn't get burned. Kate has it, Maya noticed James looking over at the fire. She turned her head to where Kate was cooking before looking back at James. Did you mess up? She asked, pointing at the book that was open. Sighing, James said, It's not that I messed up. I just haven't been simmering it long enough in the past. This is supposed to be done over a period several times longer than what I was doing. Shrugging, James added, I guess that since I didn't cook it as long as it needed, I was probably wasting nutrients. Is it dangerous to eat it due to not being cooked long enough? Maya looked at the pot simmering away with all the ingredients inside. The liquid was already darkened due to the bones, meat, vegetables, herbs, and spices. No, James shook his head. You could drink some now if you wanted. The only downside is that it won't have as many nutrients inside. I also suspect that the energy won't be as high, though much higher than what's naturally in the air. Hearing that it was safe for her to drink, Maya made her way to the pot. Just make sure not to drop the spoon. It's also pretty hot, so make sure to blow on it enough to cool it down. You don't want to burn your tongue, James said to Maya, watching her take the spoon from where it was on top of the pot. Maya dipped the spoon into the stock. The vegetables and meat will be thrown out, so just drink the liquid, James reminded her. Lightly blowing on the liquid, Maya took a sip. How is it? James asked, though it wasn't the first time he had made stock, which Maya had eaten in the past. This time, he had followed the recipe and added some more items to give extra flavor. Smiling, Maya looked at James. This is a lot better than what you've made in the past. You could probably make a stew with it now. Hearing that Maya enjoyed it, James sighed in relief. He knew that such recipes weren't easy to mess up, but there was still a concern that he had made a mistake despite occasionally testing the taste of it. The stuff on top needs to be removed, right? Maya asked,